My mind's on millions of things right now, trying to get ready for the trip.
In Perth, trucking veteran Steve Graham's rushing to put a road train together.
It's not like you're driving one truck, you're driving three, because there's three pieces to it, so there's things to do constantly.
He's just accepted an urgent job, taking a power station worth $500,000 to a remote Aboriginal community in the tropical north. It's desperately needed to upgrade the town's electricity supply, vital infrastructure for a community way off the grid.
The whole community is sweating on how I go delivering this thing.
It's an epic 3,000-kilometre slog, reuniting Steve with an old enemy, the Tanami track. Making matters worse, the wet season could start any day now.
My phone could ring and they say, guess what, we've had rain on the Tanami, the road's going to be closed, you can't leave.
Once the wet arrives, dirt roads will become impassable.
Can't help thinking, Tanami Road, here we come. I'm going to take this trailer away first and go to Balgo. That's my plan. But I best check the weather first, because with my luck, I'll head off to Balgo and find out it's raining before I even get out the gate. Monday, 80%, Tuesday, 90%, Wednesday, 70%. When I see a forecast that says 80% rain for the next 3 days, I feel sick.
The pressure is on. Steve needs to get loaded and leave. The first part of his load is a fragile electrical switch room.
You can imagine the panic if I delivered it and it was broken.
Upside down.
Oh, don't say it.
Yeah.
To get it on and off his truck, Steve's hired a side lifter trailer.
Last time I had one of these, we had a little breakdown right at the start, and then I had a major breakdown on the trip, and that was big drama. So we hope we don't have that this time.
The side lifter might be behaving itself, but the load isn't. Its balance is way out.
I might be having an issue with this because it's tilted that way. Maybe a forklift underneath, just to steady it and take it back so we can get that little bit of lift to get on this container pin.
Get this wrong, and the fragile components inside could cop a devastating knock.
It's always nerve-wracking. There's a lot of money inside that thing. Take the weight. That's it. Beautiful. This is on. I'm going down the road.
He's locked and loaded. Time to hit the road.
It's going to take me 5 days to get to Balgo. Every day that passes brings me closer to serious rain.
It's not long before Steve's fears are realised.
What a mongrel of a day to be leaving. Just keep hoping the rain's down here and not up there.
He needs to pick up more freight in the town of Karratha.
Now, can I get in there with a triple road train?
No.
No, so I'll have to break up here. Righto, mate, thank you. I've got to split this road train up to get access into the yard. The yard is too small to get a triple in.
He's already late. And splitting up his road train cost Steve another hour. And now he's wondering if it was a waste of time.
Oh, I've got a very strong feeling they would have loaded me through the gate with a triple and I would have turned around here. I'll go and find out what's going on. Looks like big open spaces to me, but...
Where's your trailer?
Just out there, just for interest's sake, would you have loaded me if I had to come in here with a triple?
Yeah, you suppose, yeah, you could have come over with a triple load.
I've just broken up my road train for nothing.
Oh, well,
that's why I'm late. You get really, truly frustrated about stuff like that.
After one knockback, Steve wants to load quickly.
Give us about another 6 inches to the front, will you, mate? Looking good.
Going on the back, one of two massive generators to supply a community with electricity. By the time Steve puts his road train back together, he's lost over 2 hours.
It's frustrating. It could have been done in half an hour if I had known I could have swung past the triple. So I'm going to get going now, and I'm going to pick up my next generator in Port Hedland, and I'll be loaded then. Hello. Now, will you load me out the front there?
Yep, I'll let the front end know.
Excellent.
This time he's in luck. He can keep his trailers joined up.
It's not like the fiasco this morning where I actually broke the road train up. I'm coming here with a triple and loading.
But only once the crane arrives to load. After an hour of waiting, Steve's getting impatient.
Oh, I've had enough of it. We're just doing a check to see how the crane's going. Hopefully he's nearly here, time's bleeding away.
Shouldn't be too long.
All right.
Finally, the crane turns up. But it's not the type Steve was expecting.
Excuse me, mate, can that lift and carry?
Lift and carry? No, mate, no.
So now you're telling me I have to break up?
Yeah, probably have to drop that dolly.
Righto, mate.
After wasting hours, it's the final straw.
Now it's not a goddamn lift and carry crane. I've got to break up my road train. I could scream. I can't believe this.
Mistakes and delays have cost Steve half a day. With the wet season marching closer, that could mean the difference between success and muddy failure.
It means tomorrow becomes another race against the clock and a race against the weather. It's my time.
But at last, the second of 2 generators is going on the back.
I'm more than happy there, Copper. Thank you. We're on.
And Steve has all his freight.
Well, I'm happy again. Once I chain this load down, I'm finally loaded. 7 days later, I'll have my load on.
All that's left now is to deliver this power station. 1,450 kilometres of harsh outback still stands in the way.
Just on the horizon, I can see red dust building. It's almost like there's weather coming in.
This part of Australia is notorious for its extreme climate.
I'm in the proper Pilbara hot now. It's hot. It's about 45 degrees out there, maybe. Everything in this truck is running hot. My gearbox is running on 130 degrees Celsius today.
The punishing heat is pushing Steve's 20-year-old truck to the limit.
If I hurry too much, I will do wheel bearings and tyres, then I'll lose the time changing them. So I'll just drop the speed back when it's very hot.
After a brutal stretch, Steve wants to check his gear. Right away, it's not looking good.
I've seen this on the ground. That's a seal out of a hubcap. And now I've got a major bloody drama. This is a major drama. Maybe got a bearing starting to pack up.
A failed wheel bearing could spell serious trouble.
This can develop into a dangerous situation. If you don't get this at this point, and it is a bearing that's collapsing, it collapses, runs red hot, catches fire, you burn your trailer and all this stuff to the ground, and or the wheel falls off, can fall off, and go wandering out into the bush. And I'm going to get a jack under that and see what the hell's going on there. What frustrates me is the clock's really ticking now, but I've got no choice but fix this, and it's where I get really annoyed.
If Steve's bearings are shot, the wheel will be loose.
There's no play in that.
For the first time on this run, Steve has caught a break. The wheel bearing is intact. But to keep it that way, he needs to replace the broken hubcap.
Cap there, that's the cap. That's what's left. That's where that lives. It's a good thing we're not on the dirt. That'll do her, I reckon.
Steve's about to get going when he spots another problem.
Looks like it's got some sort of fluid coming out of it, that genset. But I'm hoping it's diesel. I think it's diesel. which is spraying back all over the crane. I noticed a bit of dampness, but I didn't realise I had a major leak. Well, I can see a fuel tank. I can see a lot of fuel on the top of it, but the tank's supposed to be sealed.
The generator is urgently needed in Balgo. If it's not working, it would be a disaster for the isolated community.
I would like the customer to be happy with this thing before I take it out there. I'll ring them, it's their call. I want my client to meet me up here at the roadhouse and assess their equipment at this point in time. I want them to be happy in their mind to send me out there with these units. There's no sense in turning up with it with a genset that doesn't work. That's not the plan.
At a remote roadhouse 900 kilometres from Balgo, the client is waiting. He isn't worried about the fuel leak, but something else catches his eye.
There's a gaping hole right up the middle of the board.
You're joking?
No. You probably wouldn't see it when it's sitting on the ground.
I never noticed, I didn't realise. I saw the surface it was sitting on, I thought that was the bloody floor.
I'm sure we're getting sucking dirt all the way. You come and have a look at this.
I don't know if I want to have a look.
Steve has driven over 2,000 kilometres with a missing floor.
See, you never would have picked it that that was no floor when I loaded the thing. I mean, I'm walking around on it thinking, oh, that's good, that's smart, you know, like...
The switchboard is undamaged, but it won't stay that way if it remains open to the elements.
All the dust off the road train's just going to billow up in here and just fill this whole thing up with dust. Bugger all these switches.
You wouldn't think they'd let a board go like this if we get that sort of...
The switch room needs a floor if it's to survive the Tanami.
What's the best way here? Plastic, you reckon?
A couple of sheets of timber would do it.
This is a few hours, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It's time Steve doesn't have.
This has cost us today. I can't take this unit out there with a great open floor space. That switchboard won't be worth sixpence when it gets out there.
The repairs mean a detour to the client's yard, a 60-kilometre round trip, and an anxious wait watching the clock and the sky.
Well, that's a drastic change of plan. Instead of heading east towards the Tanami, I'm now heading west into Broome.
If the rains come now and close the Tanami road, Steve's vital trip to Balgo is a bust, leaving him out of pocket and the township without a crucial power station.
If I miss getting on that road by one day, that's the massive, massive consequences. We'll just sneak in through this mob's yard, going in the back way. How long do you reckon this repair will take?
5 o'clock tonight.
With hundreds of kilometres of punishing dirt to plough through, the patch job on the floor has to be done properly. But as time marches on, Steve's window is closing.
That's the stuff I'm worried about, and I can hear it crashing and banging. And when I leave here, that's where I'm going. Straight back out there into that.
The finishing touches are made.
I reckon that's bloody good.
Finally, Steve's all set. A last look at the weather map, and it's looking bleak.
There's a big storm there. I just hope it doesn't go across the Tanami.
Out on the open road, the ground is already saturated.
There's a lot of water on the side of the road through here. If that's happened on the Tanami, it'll shut it. Without a doubt. Simple as that.
And ahead, the signs are even more threatening.
It does make me a little bit nervous looking out the window and seeing those clouds now.
He's travelled nearly 3,000 kilometres to get here. Now, Steve's fate lies in the hands of the weather gods.
I think that's rain over the Tanami where I've got to go. That's it now. That's serious. Some of that rain's serious. For a minute, I thought that rain cloud was going to shear off, but it's not. It's coming straight for me. There's the turn off there. Now, what does that sign say? The moment of truth has come. And it is good. It's open to all traffic.
Steve's gamble has paid off.
Come on, Teague.
But he's not in the clear just yet.
That's thunder I'm hearing. It's all right, Teeny. Teeny worries about the thunder.
With 240 k's of bone-crunching corrugations between him and his destination, he needs to deflate his tyres to soften the blow.
I'm letting nearly half the pressure out of these tyres.
The fate of Steve's freight weighs heavily on his mind.
This concrete's been moving a bit all the way. I don't think it can move any more, but I've got an eye on it.
The time has come to tackle the Tanami.
So the roads are all open. That's good news. I'm going to get into it.
At this time of year, half a metre of rain can fall in a day. Steve needs to put the hammer down. But only a few k's down the road, Steve's luck could be running out.
It's been a big gamble the whole trip. If it rains too much down here, I'll stop till it dries out. It might take weeks. It's taken me weeks before.
And it's not only ahead that he needs to worry about.
I'm about 5 kilometres into this road and it looks like I've got a drama back there with that concrete. Strap's nearly gone. You just wouldn't think that the things could do it.
They've also copped a hammering.
Look at that, it's ripped the end out of the strap. Unreal.
Steve's a long way from help.
That's the job, there's always something to worry about.
Shifting the 200-kilogram blocks by hand is his only way out. With the temperature in the 40s and humidity at over 90%, it's sapping every last drop of Steve's energy. And patience.
Fuck's sake. It's the business. No good sucking about it. Just deal with it.
With the road set to get even rougher, the concrete needs to be rock solid. And now, he's racing fading light. Next morning, a problem load, a damaging road, and a bad weather forecast are all troubling Steve.
But you never take the Tanami lightly. You never know what you're going to get. No matter how many trips you do out this road and other roads like it, there's no getting away from the fact that this is hard, lonely country.
But there's company Steve can always count on. Corrugations. And Steve's struggling to keep a close eye on his concrete.
This road's been shaken and rattled them a bit. Got no idea what's going on back there. And that's still nice and tight. That's good to see.
The slabs are holding fast. But now Steve spotted something else.
That's a problem.
The diesel generator has sprung a leak.
Whatever Johnny thought he plugged up in there yesterday, I don't think it's plugged up today.
Damaged goods damages Steve's reputation.
That is a mess. It's a big leak. I'm pissed off about that diesel coming out of that genset. Really and truly pissed off.
The people of remote Balgo are counting on the generator being in perfect working order. It's a blow so close to the finish line.
Got 30 k's to go in there. I'm inclined to not even open that cabinet door. I'm going to go to Balgo with it and sort it out there.
But now, Steve's hit the worst section of the entire trip.
Corrugations are the one thing that sends every truck driver spare.
Threatening to make the spill even worse.
All I can do is walk this load in. reckon I've got the town down to about 3 kilometres now. It's feeling like an awfully long 3 kilometres.
It's make or break for Steve
I'm moving up and down like this.
and his freight.
You can imagine what's going on back there on those trailers. All right, I'm here.
After a marathon 6 days at the wheel, Steve's beaten the wet season and the Tanami and made it to Balgo.
I'm a happy man.
But the job's not done until his freight is safely unloaded. Steve's hauled a side-lifting crane, thousands of kilometres especially for the job. But it's not working.
Something's not right.
The chain connecting the container to the crane has jammed. This time, help is at hand.
That chain there, mate. I'll just take a bit of pressure off it.
He tries again to lift the container to free the chain. But it won't budge.
All right, shut the crane out. I'm locked out now. Everything's shut out.
And now the crane engine has jammed completely.
100% loading.
Morning.
Rear crane.
Out here, a problem like this could cost Steve days and big dollars.
Ah, yeah. Thing.
He's running out of options.
So either a fuse, or I've got to turn the isolator on and off, and that resets it. We'll just check these fuses first.
But you think you've got to get the weight off here first, wouldn't you?
Well, you'd reckon it would, but it won't.
When all else fails, turn it off
I think there's a reset button here.
and on. It's fixed. After nearly 3,500 brutal kilometres,
Hey, done.
Now, mate, can you tell me if that moves straight away as soon as this one moves?
a simple reboot
Beautiful.
has done the trick. It's been a marathon run, but this Outback legend has done it yet again.
There's a big hole, gaping hole right up the middle of the board.
You joking?
Dodging endless disasters,
They've got some damage done to them already.
to deliver a much-needed power station.
I want to have a look in here and see if I can see what the dieseline leak is.
It might just be diesel venting out. I don't think there's anything to concern about. There's no major.
Obvious hemorrhages.
That's beautiful, mate. Thank you.
No worries, Cobber. I'm glad you got it.
But there's one last check.
You're going to grab a spanner, look in that container. This is when I'll go quiet.
Before Steve Grahame can call job done.
Phew, that's a relief.
The switch room's in mint condition.
It's always a damn good feeling that it gets in and you open the door and there's a nice new switch room sitting there.
Steve can start the long road home. And life for the remote community of Balgo can go on. Bella and Steve have a big journey lined up. They need to cart over 100 tonnes of cement and construction materials to Central Australia.
We've got to get this load to Alice Springs, urgently.
The conditions up ahead have Steve worried.
This Docker River Road, it's closed indefinitely, and I can see why. I don't know when this is going to open. There is no road. It's been washed away.
Unseasonal rain has turned Steve's normal route to mush, forcing him to take a much longer detour.
The only option is to go across the bottom or right around the top, and across the bottom is the cheapest option for my customers. If I go, we'll go then. You want to get going, we'll go. Now, this river looks like it could have issues.
It proves no match for Steve and his truck. But the next bog hole is much deeper.
Now I'm starting to go off the edge back there. Come on, truck, come on. Got a massive pile up of dirt back there under my This is a big ask of these trucks every time. My big worry is when that drops down in the hole that it doesn't fall over. That's a big, big hole there. Bugger it. Might have to get the shovel out. It's good news. There's no crocs.
Out here, it's up to Steve alone to find a way out. And with one trailer dangerously unbalanced, he needs to work fast.
That is starting to be a bit of a scary angle. That's my concern, that this trailer doesn't fall in there and fall over.
Luckily, he's got an escape plan.
I'll let a bit more air out of these tyres. I'll drop my tyres on 50 pound, I'll drop my tyres down to 40. Let it build up plenty of air, release all the brakes, and give it a little go.
Deflating the tyres puts more tread in contact with the ground, increasing traction. Still not enough.
If you get the second one up straight enough, I could unhook it.
Take two.
I'm going to rip the clutch out of this truck if I keep doing what I'm trying to do. Back trailers are stuck, they're just dead weight, stuck in the wet sand.
With no way to call for help, getting out of here will come down to one man and his know-how.
I've got to ease the load on. So I'll drop this back trailer. That's nearly 40 tonne. I'm not trying to pull through the water if I can get it unhooked.
Pulling the trailers free one by one will take longer, but put less of a strain on the truck. Now Steve can adjust his line of attack.
I'm going to try and pick this trailer up on a different angle in new wheel tracks.
But he's doing more harm than good.
This trailer is sliding down, down, down into this hole.
Time for a helping hand.
He's usually locked in his dark little cave in here. Serious, bad chain.
One down.
You might see a smile when the next one comes out.
After 5 anxious hours, freedom.
When you get out of a mess like that all by yourself, it's, you know, it's not without a sense of satisfaction. I'm on the edges of Perth. Perth over there.
Steve can't relax just yet.
I spend most of my life assessing camel tracks. Could be camels on the road, washout, rain clouds, and now here it's just a completely different ball game. Learner driver, tradesman's ute, can't see out the mirrors, slow-moving truck. It's just a whole different ball game, and you got to just readjust your head completely to deal with it. All right, well this is it. I take this one home, and I might have a coldie and say good day to the missus. I'll say good day to the missus and, you know, get the order correct. But you know what I mean. I'll be home and the job will be done. Well, That's it, home sweet home. I'm going to hook onto this trailer now. That's part of the load, the steel, the structural steel that we're taking across.
Steve's due to leave on an urgent long-haul delivery.
Plan is to go from here to Alice Springs, about 2,700 kilometres away we go.
But at the last minute, there's a problem.
I've got no free travel on this clutch.
His clutch isn't disengaging properly.
And where I've got to go, and what I've got to put this road train through, it makes me nervous. Always some bloody last-minute thing.
His challenge now, track down a mechanic. 9 months ago, Steve's steer tyre exploded at 100 kilometres an hour, demolishing the front end of his truck and injuring his shoulder.
It took a bit over a kilometre to pull the road train up, and for that kilometre, I was keeping this damn thing on the bitumen. I didn't want to go out there in the bush. Of course, me hanging onto it, it blew the tendons off my shoulder.
Steve endured months of painful rehabilitation.
I had the shoulder surgery. My shoulder's been, you know, that wasn't much fun.
While his truck endured expensive repairs.
That's something to cry over, you know. You think you blow a steer tyre and that's it. Well, that was $42,000 worth of repairs at the panel beaters, plus excesses, plus. It was about $60,000 for a blown tyre.
Now, after 4 months off the road, Steve's set for his Outback comeback.
This is the first big trip through the Great Central Road. I've got a triple, so there's a bit of work in it.
But he can't go far without fixing his clutch.
Righto, mate, thanks, see ya. That's Chad, my mechanic, mate, who's going to adjust that clutch for us now. He's coming to meet me. We just arranged a meeting spot. Chad's there waiting, which is good to see. He's going to get under there and adjust the clutch. So I might have to do a few false starts with the truck to try and spin it around to a position where he wants the clutch set up.
To start his engine, instead of a battery, Steve's truck uses compressed air.
Again? Oh, I went past.
It's a reliable system, less prone to breaking down. There's just one hitch.
Bit more.
It only works when there's plenty of air in the system.
Bit more.
I have to start it, mate.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, shit.
No air. No go.
You got a compressor on board, Chad?
Nah.
You're joking.
He's run his air start engine out of air.
I was running the clutch around to get to the lock so Chad could get the lock tab out, and I was getting low on air, and I just did it too many times without starting the truck up and building my air up. So now I don't have enough air to start the truck to build the air up.
Time for a bush repair in the streets of Perth.
Plug that in there and I'll hook up some steer tyres. A child's caper. I'm robbing air from my steer tyres to start the engine. Then when the engine's running, I'll pump my steer tyres back up. And quite frankly, I feel like a dope that this is even happening. That's the air start pressure there. When the needle stops moving, I know that it's equalised. Right, I'm going for it, mate. The truck's building its own air up with its own compressor, and I'll re-pump my tyres up, and I'll be good to go when Chad's finished.
Put it in gear.
Bloody beautiful. Thank you, mate. Job's done.
No worries.
Clutch fixed and air pressure restored, Steve can finally get going. Next morning, he's now half a day behind delivering 100 tonnes of building materials. Steve can't afford any more slip-ups. But things don't look promising for the road ahead.
Yeah, they're still forecasting rain for the western desert areas, and I can see cloud build-up up there already. My biggest worry is that central road is so good at the moment that the shires are going to be desperate to protect it, and they'll close it. They'll close it at the first drop of rain because they've spent so much money and time and machinery on that road this year. And if they shut the road, then it becomes a huge issue. I'll be bugging.
After 500 kilometres, Steve pulls over for a routine inspection of his load.
I can smell diff oil. God, me. I absolutely don't believe it. I can smell diff oil, I can see diff oil, I've got a wheel seal gone. There's a line of oil spraying up on the bottom of the mudguard there. A wheel seal gone and this brand new diff.
Blowing a seal on a drive wheel is a serious problem.
I'm gonna have to get to Mount Magnet, get a mechanic, get this hub off and get this sorted.
It's a major blow to Steve's return to the road.
There I was worried about rain, now I've got to worry about mechanical problems. I just don't believe this sometimes. I absolutely don't believe it.
He's racing 200 kilometres to the nearest town. After months off the road earning no money, Steve was looking for a smooth run.
Get a mechanic, get this hub off and get this sorted. I just can't take a chance with the drama with this one. Righto, mate. It's all brand new, as I said. I've had a huge amount of trouble with bearings, mate. A huge amount.
The initial inspection doesn't look good.
That's failed. Something's failed under there.
Yep, she's We've got to get in there and see what the damage is. I've already rung the biggest customer, MRN. They need the freight. So once again, the pressure's down the end of that telephone. How long will it hold you up, Steve? As soon as there's an issue on the road, it goes back to how long will this keep you? The good news is I'm not seeing a lot of shiny metal in there. That's the good news. It could be a nightmare of a nightmare and huge money, but at this point in time, fingers crossed, I'm just looking down the barrel of either a loose or a replacement bearing.
The real clues lie buried deep inside the truck's drivetrain. It's a test for Steve's repaired shoulder. The mechanic has found the cause. As Steve thought, it's a blown bearing seal.
The bearing caps don't go all the way home, and when you're driving along, they fret and lock themselves up, and then you lose your bearing tension and do your seal.
Replacing a seal should be a simple fix.
But we can't fix it without parts, so now we're looking for parts. Fingers crossed he's got one.
So the seal's a bit tight.
He's out of luck.
Civvy hasn't got a seal on him that fits this truck.
Steve could be stuck for a day, waiting for a new part.
He's going to go for a drive around town, see some of his mates, and just see if we can jag one in town here this afternoon. If we can, it gets me rolling in the next couple of hours or so. The weather's picking up. That rain that we thought was around is definitely around. I just hope this is not happening out in the desert. I don't want to get excited just yet, but I'm starting to feel good about this.
After waiting 6 hours for a replacement part, Steve Grahame is close to moving again.
Bad news is I've got customers complaining in Alice Springs already. I've rung them earlier and said I'm a day late. It's as simple as that. That you'll crawl over broken glass to get the job done. Everything depends on you.
Good to go.
Finally, he can get rolling.
No worries at all, mate.
Much appreciated, Cobber. I'm glad you're here.
Start the trip, mate.
After a short night's rest, Steve's looking to make up time. As he heads into the desert, his worries about rain are evaporating.
I think it's about 40 degrees out there.
Replaced with concerns about the heat.
My gearbox is running up at over 100 degrees Celsius, so I've just dropped it back a bit to 85, 90.
Ahead, the tarmac will give way to the dust and grinding dirt of the Great Central Road. One last chance to fill up before the long haul.
I'm getting every last drop in to get me across the desert.
$2,000 worth of diesel should do the trick.
I've got about 1,800 kilometres to go to Alice Springs, 1,200 kilometres of hard dirt. It'd be nice to be sitting around a campfire tonight with a cold beer and a decent feed and not have to enjoy my evening with a mechanic fixing something on my truck. Well, I'm on the dirt now, I'm on the dirt proper, I'm on the Great Central Road.
Stretching over 1,000 kilometres, it's one of Australia's longest and most isolated dirt roads. But you wouldn't know it today.
Copy, mate. We're just coming around you.
Yeah, roger, bring it through. It's all go out here this morning. I can't believe the traffic. We'll have to get lights soon.
Rush hour over. Steve moves across to the other side of the road.
I am driving on the wrong side of the road deliberately.
Driving like this may seem a dangerous move. But out here, it's the exact opposite.
The wind's blowing from the northeast. So what I'll be doing is I'll be driving on what appears to be the wrong side of the road most of today. But that's because all the dust, and there's huge amounts of dust blowing off this road train. So people will probably be passing me on the wrong side of the road, which is just what we do out here as a courtesy to each other, rather than be driving through the dust and possibly having an accident. Now I wonder if he'll do it. It's amazing how many brainless most people are. No, he's a good boy. He's crossed over to the right to get his dust out of my air filters.
Steve's a day behind schedule and trying his best to peg back time. But up ahead lies a long, steep climb.
There's a little jump up here. It doesn't look much, but with a triple on you, it usually gets corrugated and you've got to go back about 4 gears in 50 feet. And it just slams you right back to nearly dead stop.
He needs to get his gear changes right or risk stalling on the hill, causing more work and more time.
It means winding down legs, dropping trailers, pulling them over one by one. Well, that's excellent. I had a good run over the jump up today, thank goodness for that. I'll pull up and check my gear. This job's all about delivering the freight. I've got a few things starting to move. And the downside is the next 200 Ks is the worst 200 Ks of the whole journey. So if the freight's going to move around and shift, it'll shift on this road.
Running late, with a load urgently needed.
This bit of road is always a mongrel, this will test you. So we've got to take what comes, I suppose. 200 kilometres left of it.
This road is doing all it can to smash Steve's schedule to pieces.
Last chance this road's got to throw a bit of rubbish at me, and it's doing it. No matter how old you get, you don't get used to corrugation. It's another morning. I'm about 4 kilometres from the end of this road. I'll be bloody glad to get off it.
After pushing hard to make up lost time, Steve Grahame's body and load have taken a beating. And he's still a day behind schedule.
Just turned onto the Stewart Highway at Earl Dunder, and I'm on the last run into Alice Springs now. 200 kilometres to go.
He may nearly be in Alice Springs, but this job's far from over. After unloading, he needs to collect more freight before pressing on to Darwin.
Well, here we are. That's another one in, thank goodness for that. Get this stuff off, reload the Darwin stuff, and keep going. A little bit late, but everything's here.
He's a full day behind, but he's making no apologies.
If you lose a bit of time with some mechanical problems, you've lost it. Trying to get it back only creates more mechanical problems. You've got that 1,200 kilometres of dirt. You try and rush, you just break more stuff or you break the freight.
After getting it here in one piece, the pressure's on to unload quickly.
That's why the pressure's on. They've been out of work in this, they've run out of jobs. So that'll keep some of the men going in the morning, unloading by hand the stuff out of that container.
Steve also needs to get a push on.
I'm heading into the top end, and the first time I look at going out there in months, and there's rain happening.
Steve needs to get reloaded fast.
I've got a wrecked Toyota here that a wrecker in Perth bought out of a pickles auction about 2 months ago, and he's desperate to get that. How am I looking now, mate?
I wouldn't go that much more.
Steve needs to be on the road within the hour to make his next deadline.
I've got a machine for MRN, some bits and pieces, and I've got some building materials for Darwin. Look at that slick, that'll reach for your binder. Righto, this is it. I'm loaded in Alice Springs, so all right, I'm into it.
1,500 hard kilometres stand between Steve and Darwin. And overhead, an old enemy, the weather.
The severe thunderstorm advice for up here, areas up here, damaging winds. This truck was written off a few years ago nearly by a thunderstorm. The hail was like shaven 20-cent pieces. It was coming in, smashed every bit of glass down the left-hand side, blew half my load off on the road. So I get, I pay attention when it says with damaging winds, I get ready. And that's it, we're into it now. One thing about this business, it's a business of extremes, and that wind is awfully strong. Copy there, southbound. Yeah, mate, I've only just got into it, so go far up there behind you.
Oh, man, yeah, bring it a trip.
Okay, mate, no worries. We'll make the best of it. Well, it looks like it's round 2 coming up. I just had a little bit of spell from the weather just said. It was a nice, easy bit, but looks like some serious stuff coming up again. It's all around. It's nice and messy.
Finally.
Out there on the Barclay, that's that storm. I think we've got to the west and the north of it. It gave us round 2, but we got through it all right. Only a bit over an hour out of Darwin.
After 4 months off the road, it's another job well done for this Outback legend.
It's been one of those trips that once I got out in the desert and settled down, it was good. The jump up that can catch me didn't catch me. The corrugations that could bash me didn't bash me too badly.
Steve's home again on the highway.
This bloke coming towards me is going to want his half of the road, but I want my half of the road. Oh, he's going way too far to the left. He needs to stop.
In the far north.
Well, there's the road down near Broome.
For Steve Grahame, the highway home is looking wrecked.
But I have had a phone call saying that they've got machines going out there and they're pouring a big heap of dirt in that. They hope within 48 hours to get that open. They are only temporary repairs. If there's big rain down there, it'll blow them out.
He's hauling oil pipes bound for Broome.
Fingers crossed I can slip through these puddles and slide home.
Steve's set.
All right, I'm going to get my driving shoes on and get out of here. That's it, I'm loaded finally.
Ahead, a massive 4-day return run to Perth, where his injured 4-legged mate Bella is patiently waiting.
I like to think that maybe I've got a good run in front of me today. I've got a low water level light showing. Bugger it. I need to pull up pretty quick and find out what's going on. It's serious, I don't know. I'll have to stop and find out. Quick, 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 I ought to shut it off. I've got a major hemorrhage under there. I don't know what's going on, but it's not good, whatever it is. Not good at all.
Still 3,600 kilometres from home.
It's a buggered water pump. Bugger it. Bugger it, bugger it, bugger it.
Steve's had one piece of luck. He's broken down right next to a truck stop.
Can't believe that's a nice place to live while I get a water pump sent out to me. I'll pull my road train in there, get the sat phone out, and get a water pump on the road. The amenities in this little breakdown area just... I've got everything. I've got picnic tables, I've got rubbish bins, I've got toilets. But all jokes aside, it's going to be an expensive repair.
Steve's staring at one lost day, possibly 2, while he waits for a new water pump to be sent from Darwin, 400 kilometres away.
That's good, because my mate's going to pick it up, he's waiting for it, and he'll head on out.
It's a stoppage that could prove more expensive than just a truck repair bill.
He'll have it in Alice shortly. Not Alice, sorry, Catherine. Sorry, mate, I'm getting stressed.
He's heading west, where rain from a tropical cyclone has created an inland sea.
The customers who are involved with this all know that it's the wet season. They've all been given notice that I've got wet season problems.
The weather reports are predicting that conditions will get worse over the next few days.
No relief is expected from cyclonic rains that have cut highways in the state's northwest.
It's no time to be stranded.
Can't believe it.
Finally, after a long wait, a welcome sight.
It's the outback, really. It's a north attitude or something. The way people just come out and help you when you're in the bush is just amazing. How are you, Dane? Good to see you, Cobber. Good to see you. You're broken down, you're on the side of the road, you're 100 kilometres out, and an hour after that red light coming on my dashboard, my gear's on the way.
Steve's still confident the mechanic can have this fixed quickly.
Yep, there she goes, straight out the bottom.
Running out?
Yep.
But the mechanic's not so sure.
It's coming out of the telltale. You put your hand on there, you'll feel it.
That's amazing, isn't it?
It's unreal, isn't it? You're like...
Never seen it.
Never, nor have I. That's what I said, you know. I started having second thoughts, did I misdiagnose?
The only thing they're sure of is that this isn't going to be a quick fix.
He's got a slight hiccup now. He's got to pull the whole assembly out. Filter housing won't separate from the water pump, so the whole lot's going to come out, which might need me helping him, and that's scraping the bottom of the barrel a bit. I've got faith in him.
There we go.
You've done well, mate. You've done fucking well.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Next problem is detaching the water pump from its housing.
Let's get that housing off.
Water pumps are an on-the-shelf part, but this housing behind it, the water pump bolts to, would be, you know, I don't even want to think about it. Might be Ring America.
He's not budging.
So we can't afford to do any damage to that whatsoever.
Gonna pop back in.
It's rubber. Whatever it is, it's rubber. It's gasket cement or something. It's rolled over the edge, mate. That water pump should just pull off the housing, but it just hasn't. There's a bit of rubber, a bit of gasket cement or something in there. It's gone over the edge of the sleeve and is hanging onto it.
Probably didn't have much chance of getting it off on there.
No.
When gentle force doesn't work, Steve has the idea of using straps to pull at both ends.
Let's see if we can get the thing to come apart.
But it's not budging.
Same as he's always been. No more. The only way to get it out is melt it out. So the jobs grow and all these jobs grow. You can do without this. The costs that are involved in all of this really chew into, you know, what would have been a nice run home. We got a big problem pulling this apart. Damien's going to have to take it back to town where he's got oxy. And that hurts me, might hurt him too. He's probably got a lot of other jobs to get to, but I'll sit here with the gear tonight and hopefully he turns up in the morning. He can't leave me on the side of the road to die, so he is going to come back.
After a frustrating day and night at a standstill, Steve Grahame is crossing his fingers his mechanic has fixed his water pump problem.
He got the other bit apart last night with heat, so I'm confident today's going to be a better day. I was sitting out here last night thinking about it. You can do without this, but it'll go in the maintenance log and the truck will keep working. Another 500,000 Ks with this water pump, touch wood. So, here we go. Damien's just got here. It was spooking me a bit yesterday when he was encountering the problems pulling it apart. You know, he hadn't struck that before with one of those pumps, and nor had I hadn't seen it, so yeah, that worries you a bit. But looking at what he's brought out this morning and putting together, it all looks good now.
Have you ever played that game Tetris? This is about what I'm trying to get here.
It's always they're a bastard of a thing to get in there. It's always a bit scary when you're doing them at the roadside. You just can't turn around and grab consumables off the shelf. We're -1 gasket here. I'll just find the old breakfast cereal box, I think, make a gasket out of it. Well, there you go. That's it's a breakfast cereal packet gasket. That has got plenty of vitamins in it. Yeah, that's a good one. It's got love.
Well, that'll go forever.
Should be a good one. It's a Champion's breakfast tucker.
The cereal box gasket fits, but will it work?
Damien's just having his last final look. I'll give her a start. I'll try and bring her up to operating temperature and the thermostat's open. Hopefully there'll be no leaks.
This breakdown has robbed Steve of nearly 2 full driving days. He can't afford any more.
Fingers crossed, Outback Trucking. I'll take her up to 1,500. Sitting in here, it appears to have gone to plan. I'll go outside and have a look, see if anything's coming out the bottom. Hopefully it's good.
All dry and running like a dream.
Much appreciated, mate. We'll do that.
Not a problem, anytime.
Thanks, Tomo. I've got to get on with my business of trucking now. I've got people looking for their freight, and of course the weather's still building. The weather hasn't gone away. My knee, it's saying rain, 2 kilometres.
Steve Grahame is heading into the remnants of a tropical cyclone.
It's like diving into the aquarium, really, isn't it?
There are storms up ahead, and this. Long sections of highway submerged underwater, stretching to the horizon. The signs are already ominous.
I'll be jumping puddles all the way into Broome now. It's just come out of this downpour. It's dumping on top of us. How are you, mate? Yeah, not bad. Where's all this water come from? This shower this afternoon? Unreal, eh?
Water on the road is one thing. Washouts, where the current has hollowed out under the road surface, are more worrying.
See, there's bits broken away there. That's why I'm just going steady. I'm in it. This is a slightly deeper hole. Just line up the middle of the road and idle through these ones. This is a bit deeper, definitely. And see, a bit just broke away underneath me there. The road's cracked away there. She's gone. The road base is soft. The road base is rotten underneath this road. Of course, as the flows get deeper, they get faster. And then you've got the old flotation problem. See, this one's a bit deep. You've got a big heap of tyres on your trailers, spares in the rack. Your toolboxes are like little boats. If you're empty on fuel, you've got huge flotation with fuel tanks and air tanks, and they'll just lift everything up, get your traction off the road, and if you've got a current running, you're gone. But that was deep enough to float a car, that one.
After being on the road for more than a month, Steve's only a couple of days from home.
There's plenty of water out here. This sort of water I don't rush through.
If he can get through.
There's a lot of it. They closed the road. I've got no choice to wait because my only other option would be to go 2,000 kilometres back to the Stewart Highway, 3,000 kilometres down to Port Augusta, and then 3,000 k's home. It would be an 8,000 kilometre detour.
And it's getting worse.
Looks a bit deeper than what I thought too, looking at that car. Just try and pick up that white line. I don't like getting too close to the edge. There's a fair bit of broken pavement down there. The road surface is gone on the right-hand side. And this bloke coming towards me is going to want his half of the road, but I want my half of the road. You got a copy in that northbound truck coming towards the road train?
But there's no radio contact.
I was trying to tell him to wait back there. You can see where the water's broken here, the pavement's gone. Oh, he's going way too far to the left. He needs to stop. And he just realised he's just stopped. As far as you can see, it's just water. Miles and miles of it. It's really humorous, really. I used to be a steering wheel attendant. Now I feel like I'm a sea captain.
6,000 kilometres behind the wheel, and Steve is finally through the worst.
Well, I reckon that's it. I reckon that's the job done. I'm on the home run.
Homeward bound to reunite with his faithful hound.
It's been interesting travelling out without my little four-legged mate, and I think she'll be pretty happy to hear that this truck's rolling down the hill. Let her out, Cat. Hello, doggy. Hey? Hey, what are you up to, little mutt? Hey? Hello, doggy. Oh, well. Looks like she wants to go trucking.